Hey everyone, I'm Jenni with Sustrate Strategies. I'm a strategic legacy planner and I specialize in securing the legacy of your family for all future generations. I am honored to be here today with my best friend, Cynthia Cherie. She is licensed as both a mortgage broker and a realtor. So in today's video, we're going to talk about why ensuring all members of the family is equally as important. So ladies, if you are a homemaker, you are just as valuable and just as worthy as your husband. And you need to know that because you are providing a huge benefit to your family by being home and raising those kids. Yeah. And this actually did happen to some friends of mine. She passed away and the husband owned his own business. And you can see the struggle there because now the husband has to
take care of the kids.
They have to take
clean
care
the
of
house.
the kids.
Cool.
Yes. They're in a tricky situation because now they have to cut back their business hours to stay home. Or they have to hire someone and then you're worried about what is the outcome of my business with someone else running it. Or you have to pay someone to take care of your kids, but now your kids are growing up with somebody else and not your family.
Right.
So there's so many things to consider. The wife and the husband should be insured equally, in my opinion.
Right. Well, in a couple of the cases that I have had to address, where they had mortgage, life, and disability insurance, they chose that rather than going to a financial advisor, and the husband was fully insured, the wife wasn't insured. One of these cases, the wife was a nurse. She's healthy, she understands health, she's strong, what have you. She worked part-time, so she was somewhat employed. She had a stroke, and she wasn't insured. The husband called me from the hospital. Can you please double check on her insurance coverage? I said, yeah, she waived this insurance. And he said, oh crap, because now I've taken time off work to take care of her because she can't take care of anything with the stroke. And his coverage doesn't cover her illness. Yeah. That's huge.
It's huge.
Right? And we have to understand that by insuring the underemployed or the lesser employed person, we're actually protecting the one that's the primary breadwinner.
Yeah,
right.
We're protecting both people in that situation. And again, I had a friend that got cancer, and her husband had to take time off work, and I think he took 6 or 8 months off work to take care of her because they had young ones at home. She couldn't lift the kids, she couldn't feed them, she couldn't do a lot of the things that her job requires her to do as a stay-at-home mom, right? So he had to take time off of work to help her out, and that's why it is so important to make sure that everyone is insured in the family.
I have a real estate lawyer who is trying to prevent a bank from foreclosing on someone's home. The issue that we ran into with this, okay, husband was insured, wife wasn't. Wife got sick, husband quit work in order to take care of wife. His disability insurance through his group insurance policy would not cover her illness because she was not the insured, okay? So he had lost his income essentially because she was unwell. Now why the bank was foreclosing is because this couple had all of their finances at one financial institution. They had their car loans, their credit cards, their lines of credit, everything in one basket, so to speak. So the bank foreclosed on all their unsecured debt and accessed the equity to pay themselves out. I could not save that house because the financial institution wanted to make sure everything was paid. So they wanted 100% of the equity to cover themselves. So great example of
Oh my gosh, that tears at my heartstrings. So really what happened here is because the wife wasn't insured, the husband took time off of work, they essentially lost their house.
Yeah.
Because
exactly.
He took time off work to help her and she didn't have insurance to cover herself. So this is why it's so important. Everyone should have insurance because you never know what's going to happen to you. And the big thing of losing your home, that's life-changing. And it affects your kids, it affects yourselves, it affects your relationship.
Yeah.
So making sure that you have proper insurance planning for everybody is so important.
Right. And in that case, because the bank used all that equity that they had secured with the style of registration they had on that mortgage and title, the bank was able to access all of that. That's also a blemish on the credit, because now we have a recorded foreclosure on the credit bureaus. So this is going to be very difficult for the couple to recover financially and actually own another home.
Wow. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today and sharing all this valuable information. How can they contact you?
For sure, if anyone does have any questions, I'm Cynthia Cherie on Instagram, Facebook, or LinkedIn, and my details will be in the description below.
So if any of this information resonates with you, I would love to connect with you. You can follow me on Facebook or Instagram at Sustrate Strategies. And if you go to my website, sustratestrategies.com, you can book a complimentary session with me where we can start working on creating the legacy for you and your family.